Have you ever felt lost, like you're capable of so much more, but something invisible is holding you back? That invisible force is often a lack of self-confidence, and it can steer your whole life off course. It keeps you from seizing opportunities, from speaking your mind, and from becoming the person you were meant to be. This feeling of being stuck is more common than you think, but the good news is, it's not permanent. Let me tell you a story about a young man. He was incredibly shy, almost to a fault. His father, a strict and demanding man, was constantly on his case, scolding him for every little mistake. This constant criticism chipped away at his spirit, making him even more timid. At school, he was an easy target for bullies. Later, when he tried to start a business, people took advantage of his gentle nature, and his ventures failed one after another. He felt like a complete failure, and the weight of his father's disappointment was crushing. The breaking point came after a massive business mistake that cost his family a fortune. His father, in a fit of rage, disowned him. Utterly heartbroken and seeing no way out, the young man walked to a cliff, ready to end it all. Just as he was about to take that final, irreversible step, a gentle hand rested on his shoulder. It was a wise old man who lived nearby. He listened to the young man's story with deep compassion and, instead of offering empty platitudes, he gave him a challenge. "I will help you," the old man said, "but you must complete 3 tasks for me, no matter how difficult they seem." The first task was to go into town every day for a week and strike up a conversation with at least 10 strangers. For someone paralyzed by shyness, this was terrifying. The first few attempts were clumsy. His voice shook, and he could barely make eye contact, but he persisted. By the end of the week, he realized something surprising. Most people were kind. Some even shared fascinating stories. He learned that the fear of rejection was far worse than the rejection itself. The second task was to volunteer at a local community center and teach a group of young children how to read. At first, the kids were rowdy and wouldn't listen. He felt that familiar wave of inadequacy wash over him. But then he remembered the old man's words. He took a deep breath, changed his approach, and started telling them stories, making the letters come to life. The children were captivated. Seeing their faces light up as they started to recognize words filled him with a sense of purpose he'd never felt before. He was making a difference. The final task was the hardest of all. He had to go back to his father and apologize. Not for the business failure, but for allowing fear to control his life for so long. He walked to his family home, his heart pounding in his chest. He found his father sitting alone, looking older and more tired than he'd ever seen him. The young man stood before him and, with a clear, steady voice, he spoke from the heart. He apologized for not being the strong son his father wanted, but also explained how fear had been his real enemy. To his astonishment, his father's eyes filled with tears. He stood up, embraced his son, and for the first time, told him he was proud. Through these 3 tasks, the young man discovered a profound truth. His biggest obstacle wasn't his shyness or his father's criticism. It was his own fear. Fear of judgment, fear of failure, fear of not being good enough. By confronting these fears head-on, he didn't just get rid of them. He built something new and powerful in their place. Genuine self-confidence isn't something you're born with. It's like a muscle. You build it day by day. Every time you step out of your comfort zone, every time you face a fear, no matter how small, you discover a little more of the incredible strength that's been hiding inside you all along. So, what's the one small fear you can face today? Take that step. You might be amazed at the person you find on the other side. Thanks for watching. If this story resonated with you, please like, share, and subscribe for more content to help you unlock your best self. See you next time.